Coming up on this episode of GT Live, we're going to be talking about Nokia and Microsoft now owning them. Of course, we all had a Nokia phone back in the day. And, of course, Diablo 3 is officially on consoles, plus a little PAX Prime review. We have some cool stuff coming up. All that when GT Live starts now. This episode of GT Live is brought to you by PreSonus. PreSonus makes some of the highest quality gear around, like mixers, preamplifiers, monitors, controllers, signal processors, and even software. For more information, please visit PreSonus.com today. Welcome everyone to GamerTech.tv, episode number 1 for September 3rd, 2013. I'm your host, Jace Rossi, and of course joining me is my lovely guest and co-host, Annie. You just get a first name.
That's all.
It's like just first name. You don't need a last name. You're gonna be like Madonna, so you can like just have. Like,
I see.
Yeah. Anyways.
Thanks for the comparison.
Yeah. Okay. So before we get started, you're probably thinking, God, who are these two goobers and why are they on the internet? Actually, we've been around for a lot longer than you think. What was it? Probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
For what?
For Geek Out Weekly.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
So it was about 3 years ago. We've actually been doing online broadcasting and stuff since, 2003.
Season 2 of American Idol.
Season 2 of American Idol, that's right. We actually had Reality Sucks. That was our show that we had. God, that was so long ago.
Talk show. Oh
my God, I don't even want to talk about Talk show. Talk show is horrible. But yeah, we've been doing it since 2003. And we've done actually everything from live events, traditional radio. We were broadcasted on an FM station that got 50,000 people a week. So we know what we're doing, we promise. I swear to God we know what we're doing.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. This is going to be a train wreck, trust me. But we're gonna get through this. We're going to get back in the saddle. We've actually been gone for about a year. Almost. Well, because I left where I was working, it was almost 8 months.
Yeah.
So... This has been almost a year because I started last September, so it's almost a year. Man, how time flies. But anyways, we're back and we're doing the whole live podcast thing. Got a whole new little setup this time. If you remember from any of our past videos, we actually had a really, really bad setup.
We had some desks.
And we had some desks and some like really crappy lighting, which I'm not totally still happy with this lighting.
Oh my God, it's the lighting, dude.
Hey. It has to be good. I'm just saying, I spent a lot of money. It's got to be good.
Okay,
I'm just saying. But we got this whole like little studio set thing happening. If you actually go to our website, GamerTech.tv. I'm gonna know the name. No, it's gonna take me a little bit to get used to it because I'm used to Geek Invaders. I've said it since 2003. You're gonna have to give me a moment with the new name. So.
Surprised you haven't called us Geek Gamer yet.
No, I haven't done that. Thank God. I'm sure Chase in the chat room. Let's actually check in with the chat room here, since we're not annoying them. Chase, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm sure I'll probably say Geek Gamer once or twice because it is sort of similar. No copyright infringement intended. Come on, that was funny.
Huh.
Yeah, whatever. All right. So yes. We know what we're doing, but it's going to take us a little bit to get back into the groove of things. Did you want to mention anything about WoW before we go into the first story? I know you wanted to mention something about WoW.
I think we'll talk more about it next week when we kind of go a little more in depth into the new patch, which I'm excited for.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get to the first story here. Diablo 3 officially launches on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Do you know how long it's been since I've used a controller to play anything?
Probably 1995.
I don't know that it's been that long, but it's been a while.
It would have been the PlayStation 2, I think. You weren't a really big Xbox One person, the original Xbox.
I was like, you're right, because it hasn't come out yet.
So that's what I'm going to hate about Xbox One. It's going to be like too confusing. The original Xbox.
I'm just not that big of a console gamer.
No, you're not. I don't know. I mean, we both played Diablo 3 on the computer. Like we did that, and we played it for probably 2 months.
Yeah,
sort of.
I mean, we killed Diablo.
We did fairly quickly at that, which was kind of disappointing.
That was about it.
But yeah, so we played it on PC and we enjoyed it, sort of, and then we went back to WoW. No.
Wow.
Yeah. See, this
eats everything.
It does. WoW just eats everything alive.
Guild Wars 2 gone. Playing WoW.
Yeah, we were playing Guild Wars 2 and then out the door. Here's my thing about Diablo 3 on a console. Is I can see the controller scheme working okay. I think it's going to be somewhat limited just because remember when you used to do crafting and like you had to make things and everything like that. I know they changed all the menu systems and they changed everything to work more for the controller. But how much did they actually take out? I don't know, and I probably won't ever play it. I feel it's going to be a little bit further behind.
I don't know. I mean, like to me, like I can't imagine trying to play WoW on a console like a controller.
No, there's too much stuff going on.
There's too many buttons. Like I need everything.
Yeah.
But like to me, Diablo. I mean, I don't know. I almost feel. I think it'd be okay on console. I mean.
Do you think the controls and everything would actually work?
I think so. It's like I don't know. I don't feel like I played it long enough to like having a hard time remembering. But I mean, like, there's not that many skills. Like, I know you're talking about crafting, but I mean, it's not complex crafting.
No.
I mean, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just.
I just don't think it's that fun of a game.
I think it would probably work.
Partly clowning my.
Okay, I'll retract a little bit what I said. I think it would work. It will definitely work well on a console. I think it's a little bit more suited for that. It's just how much of the game did they change compared to the PC? Like, am I going to get a totally different experience, or is it literally just they changed the controls and that was it?
I mean, I think it's not that complex of a game to begin with, so I'm not sure. Like, I don't think they'd had to change much.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we should try it just to.
There's so many.
Know.
I know, but there's so many like other games. Grand Theft Auto 5 that's coming out. I still have to play WoW.
You do.
I have to get to 90 before.
It would be nice if you had one max level character ever.
Hey, I'm getting there. It's taken me 4 years, but I'm getting there.
I mean, you've had max level characters.
But then like a new expansion comes out.
Yeah, I was going to say like 2 days before the next expansion.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count.
Yeah, it doesn't really count. Anyways, I think that if you were kind of burnt by the PC version of it, you might still get burnt. I don't know. It's
not that fun of a game. I don't know.
Well, I know. I mean, I really want to check out the expansion pack for Diablo 3, the Reapers of Souls. No, I know you're like, okay, more pandas. That's.
Can we play pandas in Diablo? There needs to be a panda level.
No, we do know there's not a panda level.
Panda level.
No. Remember the talking microphone. Hey, I had to throw it in once. Come on, old times.
A panda level.
Yes. No, we don't need a panda level. Anyways, if you want to check out Diablo 3, and if you haven't checked it on PC, it's on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Right now, go get it. All right, so one of the other big stories that everyone's been talking about this week is, drumroll, Microsoft bought Nokia.
I don't even understand. I don't.
All right, so that's the name of that story. Let's go. No. This is. I don't know.
I think we should bash Microsoft.
No, we're not bashing Microsoft. Okay. I actually think this is a fairly decent move for them, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
I think one of the problems is you got the Windows like RT tablet and the Windows Surface and everything like that, which is running Windows 8, but then you have all of the Microsoft phones. Almost all of them were Nokia phones. And everyone who, except for the first 2 generations of the Microsoft phone, everyone who uses it says they really, really like the live tiles. They like the updating. They like everything on it. The biggest problem is apps. There's no apps for this phone at all. Like, there's no Pinterest, I don't think. There's no, like, you can't get Instagram. There's barely a Twitter, client for it. Facebook's on everything, so of course you can get that. But everyone complains that there's no apps, but they love the phone. Now, since Microsoft has bought Nokia for $7.1 billion, mind you,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of money. Well, see, okay, so Steve Ballmer's like, retiring, he's stepping down, so they can afford it. They're probably paying him a buttload of money.
I don't think they were paying him $7.1 billion.
They could have. They never.
Thinking no.
No, you don't think he wasn't getting that much? But he was. Didn't he drive like a Honda or something? I don't know. Bill Gates only drove like a weird car or something. But anyways, so I think for
tangents, Jason.
What?
Tangents.
No, not tangents.
Stick to the story.
I am sticking to the story. So, anyways, I think for Microsoft buying Nokia, it's a smart move because they want to have the market that Apple has, but they're never going to have that because one, they don't have the apps, and two, Apple people, the fanboys, they're linked to Apple, and they're not going to jump ship. Android, and this is the weird thing about Android too, which I think ties in with the whole Microsoft thing, is how many different versions of Android is there? Okay, like how many different versions of the phone, hardware-wise? It's so fragmented and scattered and everything else, and I think the Windows phone won't have that issue because they're all going. It's going to be much more like an Apple experience. Like if you get one phone to the next phone, it's going to be, pretty much the same. To where Android, it's like you buy one crappy phone and one good phone. It's a world of difference between processor speeds, memory, everything like that. And I think Microsoft now owning basically one of the biggest cell phone makers in the industry besides Apple, basically, I think is a good move. Because now they're going to have more input and insight, and hopefully they don't mess it up, of making their products better. And they're going to have, better turnaround times for, products coming out. And of course, updates and everything like that. They don't have to wait for Nokia to go through it. Now, they did get 32,000 employees, which some of those need to go. I think they're going to have to clean house a little bit on that. And of course, they're going to find someone to run Nokia and make sure they don't mess it up. But we all remember like the Nokia phones back in the day, the brick phones. Those things will never die.
I'd run in.
You did. You had a bright green one at that.
A bright green with rainbow buttons.
Yeah, it had rainbow buttons.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and you made me carry that thing.
I did.
You did, and I hated it for you. And you know what? That thing is probably still alive in a landfill somewhere. So, but is Microsoft's approach now? There is going to be a 6-inch phone that's coming out. It's one of the new Nokias, and they're also making a Nokia tablet, which is going to be a 10-inch, I believe, either a 7 or a 10-inch. They haven't released much specs about it, but this is again, I think something good for Microsoft as long as they don't confuse the tablet with like the Surface, like like two different window tablets. So hopefully they don't kind of mess that all up. But apps, I think, is what's really going to determine it. Like Apple is to me king for apps.
Yeah.
You have a little bit of a different story because the iPad's different though. You can't compare that to an iPhone though.
I mean, I don't have a cell phone. I have an iPad.
Yes.
And I mean, I used to have a Nexus.
Yes.
I almost liked Google's
really
store better. I don't know that. I mean, I'm not saying they had better apps or anything. They had cheaper apps, that's for sure. But
yeah, I mean, that is true.
The way, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a little bit Apple's store is sort of, I don't even know how, like, I want to, like, I mean, yes, there are a lot of apps, but I feel like there's, like, about 30 that people use.
Yeah.
And that's it. Where I feel like when I went with my Nexus into the store, there was constantly newer things and like, was it all good? No. But there was always something new that like, oh, I haven't seen that before. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
To where with the iPad and like, the Apple's apps, I feel like it's the same 30 apps, the same, 30 games or whatever. That's always like on the front page. And like, I don't feel like I don't want to say there's not as much variety. I don't know. To me, it feels like maybe there's not as much variety. One of my favorite things to do with my Nexus was I would like go on almost every day to the store and flip through the new things.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like that happens with my iPad.
I also think one of the things too, and again, I think it's all going to fall down to apps, is like the BlackBerry Z10. You know, there's a couple people that reviewed that and they said it's a great phone, doesn't have any apps. So they go back to Android, they go back to, you know, iOS. I think if Microsoft can get on board and make it easier to develop apps for the Windows phone, it's apparently horrible to do it for. I think that would be a plus for them. I think that if they do everything right, they could at least catch up to Android. But if they get enough quality apps to where it's not like getting broken, and that's the one bad thing about Android too, is being so fragmented. Like you make an app for one version of like Jelly Bean, and like, you know, on 3 different phones that run it, one crashes.
I mean, that was an issue with the Android and like my Nexus, is that, you know, in the Google store, I think that's what I had, right?
Yeah.
Was you had to pay attention to, like, you know, sometimes app would say, like, this only works on a phone. It's not going to work on your Nexus, and like things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like there was more new and kind of exciting things to try.
Yeah.
To where with like, I mean, admittedly, I have like 30 games on my iPad.
Yeah, you have way too many, that's for sure.
I feel like it's all like, I don't know. I feel like they're all the same.
That is true. That is the one bad thing about the iPhone, and not like social media apps, but as far as games on the iPad and iPhone, a lot of them are freaking running games.
They're the running games. They're the like
versions of Temple Run,
the Candy Crush type games.
Oh god, Candy Crush.
You know, that's the thing. Like, even if there are, you know, several, there might be 30 top games,
but they're all the same.
But they're all almost the same games.
Yeah. So is it a good move for Microsoft? I think so, if they play it right and they actually try to. I don't want like 100,000 crappy apps. Like, you know, I'd rather have like,
yeah, and I mean that's
10,000 great apps.
Yeah, and I know that's what, like, I mean, and that's a lot of people's argument toward Apple's approach to apps compared to Android's, is that, you know, it's harder to kind of apply to get your app even in the store, and it's because, you know, they kind of weed out supposedly the bad ones, but then at the same time, I feel like they almost weed out some of the indie stuff that you see on, I don't know, on Android. That's all.
Well, I think it also comes down to it's $25 a year to develop for Android compared to $100 a year.
Right, and that's why the same game on Android is $1.99.
Exactly.
For my iPad, it's like $9.99. I'm not paying $9.99 for a game on my iPad.
Oh, you would if it was the right game. But anyways, I think this is really cool, and hopefully the Windows Phone. I mean, I've played with one; it's really cool. It just needs better apps. Period. If they can get the apps and get everything going, I think they can at least compete, if not do better than Android. Eventually, I'm not saying like right out of the box it's going to be like that. So, all right, moving on to the next story. As we know, we play WoW. We love MMOs. We played Guild Wars 2. I played Secret World for a little bit. WoW has been our major addiction.
What was that one where I could play with, like, that had the fairy wings?
Oh god, what was that? Forgotten Realms or something like that?
That was kind of fun.
Yeah, so we've definitely played a lot of MMOs, but WoW is definitely the one we've been stuck on. Freaking pandas. But at PAX, and I am going to say a little bit about this too. To back up just a little bit, the iPhone event is going to be on September 10th. They're not streaming it or doing anything like that, but there will be some live bloggers, I think, from Verge and Gadget, you know, all the major sites. We will be doing a live special for that.
We'll be covering their coverage.
We'll be covering their coverage, basically. Well, hey, they don't stream it, so it's not like, hey, we can't put it up here. So yeah, we'll definitely be trying to do that. I've never done it before, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But PAX, and here's the cool part, is the guys over at geekgamer.tv just finished filming all 4 days of PAX Prime 2013, and they're supposed to be, when they get some cool videos and stuff up on their website, maybe they'll slide me a couple, you know,
share a couple,
so, share a couple before they go up type thing for Friday. Chase in the chat room. And then we can actually play them on the show. But we'll link them all to our website too. because their coverage is always great and they always do a good job. But speaking of PAX, the Elder Scrolls Online, a lot of people have gotten to play it at E3 and of course PAX. And I've read a couple of reviews of people who've gotten to play the game that some people are like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing, to, it's not Skyrim, which everyone thought it was going to be because it has a first person view. So they figured, oh, it's going to be just like Skyrim. Not quite. The thing that I really want to talk about is that from the E3 demo to the PAX demo, a lot of stuff has changed. The graphics look a lot better. But the thing that was announced a couple weeks ago is the price point per month. $14.99 per month, just like WoW, to play Elder Scrolls Online. I think that was a horrible, horrible move.
You think they should have went Guild Wars model?
Okay, see, I'm going to go a little bit on a tangent here. Okay, I understand the free-to-play model, okay? You download the game, you install it, you can create an account, you can play the game for free, but it's limited. And then you can use a cash shop or some other means of them to soak up the money. But most of the time, it ends up costing you more than the $14.99 a month. Because, there's some people that spend $300 a month on, like, Lord of the Rings Online. It's a free-to-play game, but its cash shop will suck you dry. I understand people using that.
There's a difference between those type of free-to-play models, like, say, even Star Wars, to where, like,
Star Wars
is you can play the game, but not really. Like,
yeah, see, I do not understand BioWare or EA's thought on the free-to-play model for Star Wars The Old Republic. It is absolutely horrible because it forces you to pay $14.99 if you want to enjoy the game at all. And I feel that's just stupid.
To me, it makes me, because, okay, obviously we played Star Wars when it came out.
Yep.
We paid for it before they did the whole we played the game like they meant it to be played. We played
until, I think, like the last 2 months before it switched.
Right. And like, whether it's a good game or not, like, is a whole nother story. But I've lost my train of thought. Okay. But, like, with their free-to-play model, because we went back and tried to do their free-to-play model, and it almost makes me dislike the game. Like, I know their thought is they're going to get you in there, and you're going to get hooked, and you're going to have fun, and they're like, oh, well, I want to do more and pay for it. It actually made me so frustrated with the game that I'm like, I don't like this game anymore, and I just logged out.
Yeah, it was really horrible. We've also been notified that one of the PAX videos are up, so woohoo. Woo! We'll have it for Friday's show. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I tried to play, and here's the thing: is if you've played the game and had a sub at any time, you actually get a little bit more than the free. But not enough. Not enough for the money that I paid, and for the time and everything like that. Now you can play all of the story content and you can get max level for free, but it's so just limited that it's not even worth it. And that free to play model is horrible. I understand the cash shops and trying to just soak up as much money as possible because that's the only income they're going to have. What I don't get is why companies do not use the Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 model, because it works. They have a cash shop if you want to, but it's nothing like weapons or anything to unbalance the game. It's all cosmetics, and you buy the game. That's the initial cost. Is you are paying $59.99 for the game, or if you get the collector's edition, $149. So you're putting the initial money into it, but it's free to play for the rest of the game's life, and it doesn't cost per month. And they've done it now through 2 games. They're actually making money off of it. So I don't get why companies aren't more for this. Why don't they want to do this model?
It's because they think that WoW can charge $14.99 a month and then still charge you $25 for cosmetic mounts and now helms and...
Well, okay, but now WoW
so they think that they can do it, so we need to do all that too.
Okay, well, see, WoW does have a cash things that you can buy. You can buy mounts and cinder kittens and different pets and things like that.
That's what Annie bought yesterday.
Yeah, so yeah, you're paying $14.99 a month, but you don't have to do any of those. Like, it's not a requirement for you to buy a cinder kitten. There's nothing to do with it. It's just if you want it, it looks cool, you buy it. Pretty much the way Guild Wars 2 works. but you're not paying $14.99 a month. Now, WoW, $14.99 a month. Yeah, sure, they're raking in at the, I don't know, was it like $135 million a month when it was at its peak. That's a lot of money. That covers a whole lot of bandwidth and servers and everything like that. But that model isn't going to work no more, because there are other free-to-play MMOs that are sort of using the Guild Wars 2 model, just not doing it very well. But then you got big companies like ArenaNet and NCSoft who are using that model, who basically invented that model, and it's working really well. I just wish more people would take it, because I would rather pay $60 for the game and just come home, install it, and jump on. I don't have to worry about anything else.
It's kind of bad, and I know this is gonna sound terrible, but like, we talk about WoW going free to play and kind of going through that model too. And I know, okay, because we played whatever the Forbidden, whatever, game we were talking about earlier. Something. I mean, it was very much a WoW clone. I know this doesn't sound terrible, but somehow or another, I feel like I'm getting a better game with WoW because I'm paying $14.99 a month for it.
Okay, well,
than I am a free game. Like, somehow I feel like it's not going to be as good a game because it's free and I need to pay for it.
No,
it's not bad.
No, that is actually a very valid point. And this is the argument people are having between Elder Scrolls Online going $14.99 a month versus free to play. Grant you, I think it's going to be one of those games that in 6 months to a year, it's going to be free to play. Because so many people are going to get it and go, oh, this isn't Skyrim. This isn't what I want. It's a watered down version of Elder Scrolls.
And that's what I kind of feel about a lot of free to play games. Now, Guild Wars is not that way, and I don't know if it's because I'm used to the Guild Wars being that type of game. Like, I don't feel like it's a watered down MMO. Although I do feel like a little bit in Guild Wars 2, there is a lot more stuff in the store that I feel like I need to buy to be competitive, if that makes sense.
In what? The Guild Wars store?
Yeah.
No, they don't have anything that's like that.
And I realize that, but like, just to get like the better looking weapons, and like, I feel like in WoW, skins, I'm paying $14.99, but I can get anything I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, you're paying for something that's all purely cosmetic, and that is it.
I know, but I want the pretty things.
Well, yeah, but
and especially
WoW, it does give you even the option that if you have like a certain staff and you get like a crappy staff, but you like the skin, you can transmog it.
Right, I like that.
Okay, well, obviously they're not going to do that in Guild Wars 2 because then you're not going to pay $10.99 or $9.99 for that skin.
And I think part of it has to do with the fact that I'm kind of conditioned in Guild Wars to where I've come to in WoW, I want my character to look pretty and I want the cool looking staff, but it's not the same way I felt about armor and things as I did in Guild Wars.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, obviously Guild Wars just in general is a prettier, game. And then, the character
over
models
WoW?
and the skin.
Yeah.
WoW.
Okay.
Yeah, just graphic-wise.
Yeah.
And, the way that you could, think back into Guild Wars 1, the way that you can customize your armor.
Yeah.
Is to a much more higher level.
Well, all you could really do was dye it. You really couldn't change it.
But you could mix and match it.
You can mix and match, yeah. But you can kind of do that too, because
and and transmog has come but at the same time, a lot of models in WoW are the same things. Just they're all dresses or pants and shoulders bigger than your head.
Yeah, and that is a big complaint for you. You don't dig the big
I have a little blood elf head, big shoulders.
Yeah, but it's supposed to make you feel epic, and
I suppose. But think of Guild Wars, you could mix and match your armor, and it was people took pride in finding that perfect armor combo that looked awesome. I just don't feel that so much in WoW. WoW, it's you want the highest stats and you want the most damage. Cosmetic is there, but it's not the way it was in Guild Wars. And maybe that's why I feel to be in Guild Wars 2. I feel a little more pressured to buy some of the store stuff because I want to be pretty in Guild Wars with that.
Okay. I will admit, during the Guild Wars run,
I already know where you're going. Yeah, why don't you tell them? Why don't you tell them?
So the best armor in the game, the best looking armor was obsidian armor. and you had to farm hours upon hours to get ectos.
And does Jason farm?
No.
Jason doesn't farm.
No, I don't farm at all. Annie farms. Right there. So she went around and, of course, farmed all the ectos and everything for me. Now, grant you, at the end of our Guild Wars 1 run, we had over 1 million in gold.
Yeah.
So,
because Annie farms.
Because she farmed. And so we could, it was obviously, easy to afford it and everything like that. But it had to be all dyed black, and black was also the most expensive dye in the whole game. So, again, Annie had to go farm. Well, no, we bought most of the black, but
but how did we get the money to buy all the black?
Because you farmed, but
30 times.
Yes. Now, I didn't get that feeling in Guild Wars 2 though.
Yeah, see, I didn't either. That was my thing too. I mean, I still felt a little bit like I was kind of running around trying to match armors and stuff like that, but.
Yeah. Now, see, that's the one thing about Elder Scrolls Online that people are talking about, that the customization of the character is definitely the same from Skyrim, and that is really good. Sort of. I mean, I don't really need to change like my eyebrow shape. Like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's very detailed in that, and all the I think the armor sets are going to be like you can mismatch, and you can create your own looks and everything like that, which is really cool. And the graphics are getting better. They didn't look that good in the E3 demo at all. Yeah, they looked very dated. Even better than WoW. I'm not saying that WoW looks great. Looks better. I'm waiting for the graphic upgrade. They need to get on that.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm really looking forward to that, because it's supposed to be all new engine in WoW, and it's supposed to look completely different. But I think Elder Scrolls Online is definitely going to have its group of hardcore people. They're going to be like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. There goes my social life. There goes all this stuff, everything. But I feel it's going to be like those same core people that still play Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because it's Star Wars. And they're going to play it because it's Elder Scrolls and it's Skyrim, sort of. And, it's, to me, it looks very generic. It's very like, double-headed dragons or, swamp monsters, and it's very D&D. But then you have Neverwinter Nights, which is a free-to-play MMO. That's very, very, very close to the D&D lore, extremely close. But again, it's a very generic game.
I mean, when I'm playing that type, like when I'm playing an MMO, I want double-headed dragons.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get that, but it's just like,
it's like,
and then of course, Guild Wars trying to change it with the dynamic event system, which was it was all right. It didn't work nearly as cool as they said it was going to.
I wasn't as sold on it ever as a lot of people were.
I did. I drank that juice.
Yeah, you were all. I was all like, I was all about that. I kind of feel like I like
it left.
I like that about WoW. Like, I know a lot of people say like, oh, they're changing the way MMO. Then it's not an MMO. And that was, I feel a little bit around.
And I hate the fact that people will be like, oh, well, it's a ripoff of WoW. It's a ripoff of this. No.
Because that's what an MMO is. That's you can't make an MMO and not make it like an MMO.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't. I mean, you're going to have the same type of things. You're going to have a rotation. You're going to have, you can, the number of skills is different per MMO or anything like that. The thing that I just don't think that there's going to be a big enough group of people that are going to pay $14.99 a month to keep Elder Scrolls Online afloat and to keep it going whether they're not going free to play. I think they should have went Guild Wars 2 model. Buy the game, let me play it online. I'll pay for you got to pay for expansions.
I don't know that they. I don't know. I just don't know that they have a big enough. I mean, I don't want to say they don't have a big enough fan base, because then we're going to get a whole bunch of hate mail about, how dare you say they not have a big fan base. It's just, I think that.
And that's Annie at gamertech.tv.
Shush. I think they're a little bit like, they need to make that money from the game. And they're not going to have the player base that games like WoW and even Guild Wars has.
See, that's another thing that I hate, that people are like, oh my God, they don't have 7 million, 10 million, 12 million people. Then it's not a success. I mean, you're never going to have those WoW numbers. No one's ever going to have those. No matter what game comes out, if it's the best game on the planet, you're never going to have that, because unless they shut WoW off.
Yeah.
unless they give those 7 million people a reason to stop playing it.
WoW 2.
No, I don't think WoW 2 will never exist. They already
Pandas take over.
No. Anyways, I don't think Elder Scrolls Online is going to make it at $14.99. It'll end up being free to play, and I really think they should have used the Guild Wars model. I tell you what, I would have bought it if they were using the Guild Wars model. I would have bought it. I would have bought it, paid the money, went on there, because then I don't feel like I'm obligated to sit there and play it like I am WoW. Like I'm sitting there, I'm wasting WoW money right now. You know,
I'm missing Raid, dude.
Hey, it's not my okay. Well, I'll say that for the end of the show. Anyways, the last story here, where we wrap things up. This is kind of funny. I was reading this. And I was looking around for some stories. Google has went into a new partnership with Nestle. I know you're thinking the Kit Kat people, like candy.
I was
Cocoa?
thinking like Nestle's bunny, right?
Yeah, yes. like Nestle's Cocoa, Kit Kats, things like that. So to show appreciation for this cool thing that they're doing, they made a giant android robot out of big Kit Kats.
Really?
I don't know if it was a real, I don't know if it was like you could eat it, but
how long it'd take me to eat that, nibbling all around there.
Yeah, well, that's a different story.
That'd take forever.
But the thing about it though is the story isn't about that. The story is the fact that some of the employees were taking pictures around of the cool statue that they got from Nestle. And apparently there is a girl in this photo and a guy in this photo. One is using an Nexus 4. The other one is using, I'm going to throw up the picture here. The guy in the front holding the camera. Now, if you look at it carefully, the Nexus 4 is what the girl is holding. You can see that the Nexus is written differently than the other phone. So we've come to find out that Google basically leaked by accident a picture of an upcoming phone. Yeah. So yeah, I think they did too. Because I mean, we'll look at the picture again. I mean, this guy is obviously, it's a bigger phone than the Nexus 4, bigger screen. This is obviously the next phone from Google. The Nexus is written completely different. The back is completely different. There is a video on Engadget.com of this, of the guy taking a video of the statue, and apparently it's way better quality than the Nexus 4 camera. So yeah, Google by accident leaked an upcoming phone to the media, basically. They're all like, hey, that's not a Nexus 4. That's a Nexus 5 or whatever it is. But here's the thing. If you don't know how companies work in this sense, I mean, think about like Xbox One. Do you know how many Microsoft employees have an Xbox One probably at their house or in their office at least? Probably a lot of them, because that is what they're going to test the majority of stuff before they go to other types of beta testing. So, I mean, it's just employees are going to use products that are coming up. That's how they're going to make sure that they work, and they're going to give them to the employees. Just like if you work for Microsoft, you get a cool custom white Xbox One. How cool is that? I want to see pictures of Chase when he goes start working at Microsoft. He's going to be our inside guy, by the way. Just want to share that. But no, I think it's funny. I think that Google's probably going to come out and go, oh yeah, it's an experimental phone or something of that fact. But I mean, they can't hide it, obviously. There's no Nexus that looks like that. So just think it's funny, Google releasing phones.
I want to see a picture of the robot.
I didn't get a picture of the robot. You can Google it later.
Okay.
Because it's just a giant chocolate android that has Kit Kat or something written on the front of it. So.
Sounds cute.
It does. Anyways, we're going to talk about a couple things before we wrap things up here. Normally, since this is the first episode, this would be where the review section of the show would be. Yeah, we don't have anything for this one because this is the first episode and the site just opened. But we're going to try and get, we might have it every week, but we're going to try to get as many cool products as we can in to demonstrate or show and maybe unbox a little bit, and do a review of the product live on the show. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can download it later on the website, gamertech.tv. So this week we're not going to have that, but we're going to explain a little bit more about, how everything will go. We're going to try to shoot for 35 minutes to an hour per show, normally around 35 minutes, 45-minute mark, just because we've done hour shows before and they're great and people love them, but some people like the shorter shows. And so we're going to try a little bit shorter of a format and see how it goes. If it just starts to get closer to the hour, then we'll probably just keep the hour. But if you want to follow us on social media, you can do so by any of the links here on the screen. You got Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and YouTube. So make sure you go subscribe and follow. And like the Facebook page, please. It's a small thing, but it makes her happy.
It does. You should like it.
You should like us.
I'm likable.
And also, you can go to our website, gamertech.tv, which just opened today of this recording. Not much there because, like I said, we're still kind of working out the bugs and working out everything for the show. And like I said, it's been a little while since we've done that. So you can go to gamertech.tv. You can get all of our social media links. And, of course, you can sign up for an account. And you can watch us live. We also have in the works, probably soon, Roku app for all the Roku people out there. They can also watch us live and everything like that. So, go Google, Circle, and Facebook and all that. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
Do we want to talk a little bit about stuff that we have coming up?
Yeah. That probably be a good point now. Yeah. So, I just lost my train of thought. Edit point now. We do the show twice a week. This is going to be the different thing, too, because if we're used to us doing Geek Out Weekly, we only did it once a week. And we actually had people that didn't like that. Can you believe that?
We did once a week, and we tried to stretch it out.
We did.
We ended up doing a lot of filler stuff.
We did.
Although those games are fun.
Yeah. The games were fun for you because you normally won.
I'm awesome.
Because you're awesome, yes. But, so we figured with the 35-minute format that we could do 2 shows a week. And it would be Monday at 8 a.m. Monday at 8 p.m., Friday at 8 p.m. If those 2 days, Mondays will always probably be the primary show. If Fridays, like, if it just seems we're not finding enough content or enough to do for 2 shows, then we'll probably back it down to 1 show a week.
I think we're going to have to work on the Fridays, too, because of some other stuff.
Oh, God. Is it raid day?
Well, it's a raid day.
Okay. So you're going to have to explain to the lovely people who are going to download this show, who are going to watch this show live, why you can't be here on Friday.
We have some stuff planned, and it's not just like it's because I want to play WoW.
We
have things planned for this channel that might interfere with the fact that we might need to do something else on Fridays.
Yeah. So Friday, we're going to try our best to do every Friday. But we're also going to have review videos up on the YouTube channel. We're also going to be doing, at a later time, we're going to be doing game streaming. So you'll be able to watch us play WoW, interact with us. Well, yes, you'll be able to interact with us, play WoW, and basically enjoy everything that we do here at gamertech.tv.
Hang out with our awesome guild that we're part of.
Yes, Crimson Shadow. Shout out to them. So, yeah, you'll be able to tune in, watch us raid, or I'm going to be streaming Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm sure Chase from GeekGamer.tv will be streaming it. Sure, we'll do some hookup there, some cross-play action. As far as events,
into doing some gaming.
Also on the website, there's a show schedule on the front page, and there's also a link to it. Any of the live events, we'll make a post on the website too, but any of the live events we're going to cover is also going to be it's a Google Calendar. So you can actually add it to your Google Calendar, and it'll notify you of any of the events or live events that we have. Because we have the event on September 10th, which is the Apple event, and then we're also doing BlizzCon, which is November 8th.
Ooh.
Which we're going to be doing. Now, we can't stream BlizzCon. I'm not saying we're doing that. We are ordering BlizzCon to watch it, and
we're gonna watch it for you and then tell you about.
But we're mostly during the press conference. The big revealed press conference is really what I really want to focus on. I really don't care about any of the game, the tournaments or anything like that. I just want to focus on the major announcements from Blizzard, and of course, things for a while and stuff like that. And that we're gonna cover that basically.
I want
live.
My Fairy Dragon Blizzard if you're watching.
Oh God, please give her the Fairy Dragon. Just saying.
Need that.
So yeah, so you have to forgive us if this episode's a little crazy and all over the place.
Seem a little scattered. We're trying.
We're trying. It's a new setup.
It's also 3,000 degrees.
It's also very hot in here because I have the air conditioner turned off. See, I'm telling you, we should have stuck with radio.
I'm pretty sure the air conditioner still.
Yeah, no.
The sound.
Well, yeah. See, we have to be on this side of the room, so that's why the air conditioner's over here.
Anyways, it's almost winter, so that'll be fine.
It's almost winter. Now we do have a live feed that's going to be up. We're not going to run the reruns yet because we don't have enough episodes.
You guys don't want to watch this one.
We don't want to watch this one bad episode over and over and over again. So we're gonna get a couple of collections of those together, and then we'll start doing that probably in about a month or two. I want to get enough of the gameplay because we're gonna put also the gameplay streams and the reviews into the live feed as well. So it's not just this over and over and over. So yeah, so make sure to just go to the website gamertech.tv, bookmark it, social media, all that stuff. But I think that's it.
It is.
I think we made it through the first episode.
Battle Thatch, if there's room for me, I'm coming.
She's gonna go. So we'll be back Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. So make sure you do that. Until then, go play some games.